Welcome to Florence, the heart of the Renaissance, and in my opinion, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I first visited the city almost 10 years ago and continue to fall more and more in love with Florence each time I visit. This time around, I challenge myself to show you the best of Florence all in one day. Come along with me as I take you around Florence with me, showing you the best spots to visit, hidden gems, best places to grab a bite, and more. Let's explore Florence together. From the beautiful city of Florence. I am so excited to take you along with me today as I show you the best thing to do if you only have one day in Florence. Since we're in Florence, Italy, of course our first stop of the day is grabbing coffee, and we are actually heading to the oldest cafe in all of Florence. This is Cafe Gilly, and it's such a beautiful cafe. Like, inside is so opulent. Starting the day with cappuccinos and a croissant. I also took a look at the pastry case, and it looks fantastic. Like, they look so pretty, but a classic croissant is always good too. Definitely a great way to start the day. Cheers. Coffee in Italy is simply just better. So usually at home, I drink coffee with sugar added, but in Italy, I'm not adding any sugar to this. And if you visit Florence, you of course have to visit Duomo. I mean, it's too large for you to miss. And the entrance to the church is free, but you want to do the other parts like the bell tower or the other parts of the museums, then you do need to get admission. And I definitely recommend you get that ahead of time. But if you're honestly only here for one day, I wouldn't go to the other parts. I would just do the free entrance to the church. As with all other churches in Italy, you do need to cover up. So your knees have to be covered and your shoulders have to be covered. I brought a little jacket to cover up on, so definitely make sure you have that. And as you see here, there's already a huge line to get into the church. Since it is free, there are no time tickets and the line is pretty much long all day. If you can, I would get in line even before the church opens at 10:15. The line does move fast, but I still suggest getting in line around 9:30 in the morning. Inside the church, you'll find an ornate interior with intricate frescoes, a stunning mosaic floor, and stained glass windows. It's literally a work of art. And if you come to Florence, you have to get their famous Tuscan sandwiches, which is usually meat between focaccia bread. Now in line for these sandwiches. Hopefully it won't take too long since the line is moving pretty quickly, but definitely expect a line for these sandwiches. Definitely look at the menu while you're in line so you know what to order. Sandwiches acquired, and look how big these are. I did not expect these to be this big. Like, this is a face comparison, and I myself have a pretty large face, so this is humongous. I barely made a dent. Look at that. Oh God. I don't think I finished this. This is the vegetarian one order, and it's sweet, it's savory, I mean quite delicious. The only thing I wish was that the bread was a little bit warm, but overall, just fantastic sandwich. So it looks like this is what's left of Cole's. He doesn't think he can finish it, but this is 10 euros, so not a horrible price for such a big sandwich, but I don't think you can really finish it. And honestly, if you all like the same things, you can definitely share.
Very good.
And this is the remainder of mine. I think I did a pretty good job. Like, that's a big dent, but I'm so full. Like, I cannot finish this. I hate wasting food, but this is just a lot of sandwich. Again, you can definitely share one for 2 people. Honestly, I think the perfect sweet spot to hit the sandwich shop is about 10:30 to 11 because people will be lined up before it opens, and then once that rush is over, you have a little bit of time before the lunch crowd really starts. So I think 10:30 to 11 is actually the best time to go to the sandwich shop. And if there's one place you need to visit in Florence, you need to visit the Uffizi Gallery. It opens at 8:15 a.m. and I definitely recommend you getting tickets online for that earliest time slot. You're going to want to get your time tickets for the Uffizi Gallery online ahead of time as they can sell out quickly. Get to the entrance gate a few minutes before your time slot where you'll then be in a dedicated line to go through security and enter. The Uffizi Gallery is perhaps the most prominent art museum in the world. I could have easily spent hours here. There are so many stunning pieces of art. However, if you only have one day in Florence, I would just be conscious how much time you spend here. Uffizi has so many beautiful works, and at the end there is a great view from the outside. After the Uffizi, I decided to cross the Arno River and head towards the Santo Spirito neighborhood. There are some great spots on this side of Florence. You have the Babé for their wine windows and La Correa for their gelato. Their honey and pear gelato was phenomenal. And you'll also find this vintage photo booth right around the corner. There's also a great shopping scene in Florence. You'll find all kinds of designer stores like Dior, Chanel, Tiffany, Van Cleef, like you name it. So shopping is your thing. You can definitely spend some time shopping here. I'm not someone who shops for designer goods, but I do love going to boutique shops for unique souvenirs and keepsakes. One of the most unique shops in Florence is actually a pharmacy. You'll find the oldest pharmacy in the world right here in Florence, and it's called Officina Profumo Farmaceutica di Santa Maria Novella. This is not the pharmacy you're thinking of though. Instead of selling modern medicine, this shop sells fragrances, remedies, and herbal products and has been doing so since 1221. It's a stunning and timeless shop perfect for finding a Florence keepsake. Another unique spot in Florence you want to check out is the Cinema and Library. It's a stunning bookshop that is also a cinema, hence the name. I loved browsing around their book selections and it's such a fun spot to check out. I think it would be so fun to watch a movie here, and they were showing Jaws when I was here. So I decided to take a break and get some aperitivo. The view at this rooftop bar is gorgeous. I think you get one of the best views in Florence. Let me show you. The view really doesn't get any better. Cheers! You definitely have to go see David at the Galleria dell'Accademia while you're in Florence. I couldn't leave Florence without saying hi to David. I've been to the Accademia Gallery a few times before, so we're basically old friends at this point. I got on the last time slots for the day and it was much less crowded than the Uffizi. It always surprises me how tall David is in person. And for sunset, you absolutely have to make it up to Piazza Michelangelo. It's about a 30-minute walk from the center of Florence, but it is definitely worth it. I mean, I think it's the best view in all Florence, and the sunset's incredible from up there. It's also a bit of a climb since you're going to a viewpoint of the city, but all in all, it's not too terrible. You're going up a bunch of switchbacks that will take you to Piazza Michelangelo, and it's a beautiful walk and doesn't feel too steep. This is such an incredible view, and it's definitely worth coming up here. It does get crowded up here very quickly, so you want to get here before sunset. Florence is just magical at night, especially at this dusk hour right after sunset. And now we're heading back to town to grab dinner. There are so many great spots for dinner in Florence. Seriously, there are phenomenal restaurants in Florence, so you really can't go wrong with most choices. But tonight, I'm going to this spot called Trattoria Zaza, which is one of the more popular ones in the city. Honestly, I was a little worried Trattoria Zaza was going to be a tourist trap because it has over 30,000 reviews on Google. But this restaurant proved me wrong. This was probably one of the best meals I had on my entire Italy trip, and the food was phenomenal. The portion sizes were great, and the prices were very affordable. I would absolutely recommend Trattoria Zaza. Definitely look into getting a reservation for here. And one last thing, I went to this spot for affogato the next morning before leaving Florence, and it was amazing. You need to check out Vivoli if you have the time. That about wraps up the highlights of Florence. Again, if you have the time, I would recommend 2 or 3 days in Florence to experience the city in a slower pace. But if you only have one full day in Florence, that's fine too because I've done it. We certainly made the most of our one day in Florence. Let me know if you have any questions and make sure to subscribe to follow along my travels.